Yesterday's price ain't today's price.
I got 100% on that shit. I'm the boss now. That means the money that that Underdog was after for the new sponsor, I got that. Once I got that, they had to shut down production. They had to go back to wherever they had to go back. I got that. That means everybody who jumped sides, there was no side to jump on.
I don't have time to negotiate. Either show up with the bag.
It's over! His head. Oh, Lord.
A hard coat, knock upon your front door. When your ass attack like cancer, burn your condo down. Let my pen drop, don't hear sound.
And straight like that, we back. Let's talk some more Gilbert Arenas, man. You dig what I'm saying? Over here at the page, we last left off chronicling the antics of a one Rashad McCants over there at the Underground Lounge with Lou Williams and Stank. You understand what I'm saying? Now, he detailed his version of what he said went on with Gil and Gil's Arena and, you know, UNC and Kobe and all types of things that Rashad went down the rabbit hole on. But again, he touched on it being all Gil's fault because Gil fancied himself as Michael Jackson. You dig what I'm saying? Thriller is a coming to your arena tonight by way of Hibachi Man. That's what Rashad says happened, and so that led to the disillusionment of the relationships over there at Gil's Arena. You understand what I'm saying? Now, we knew that there are different versions of the story. We hadn't heard from anybody else, but the one Gilbert Arenas has went out there and put what he says is the real version, and there are other things contained in what he's gonna say. You dig what I'm saying? What leads you to be like, well, yeah, this sounds like a more factual account of it. You know what I mean? Now, it's everything from people jumping ship and you know, showing their allegiance to these other sides, and you know, Gil alludes to the fact that, man, I've been running the whole run. I what you call it, the scam. I've been running the game, running the play ever since January. You dig what I'm saying?
I got 100% on that shit. I'm the boss now. That means the money that that Underdog was after for the new sponsor, I got that. Once I got that, they had to shut down production. They had to go back to wherever they had to go back. I got that. That means everybody who jumped sides, there was no side to jump on.
I been know this news was gonna go down. You know what I mean? You know, there's been times when I've seen people about to get fired. I tried to intervene for the greater good of the gander, and you know, you turn around and you look up and you see folks doing all kind of just tomfoolery.
Bruh, imagine they trying to fire Rashad McCants. Now imagine this. This is the iron. Imagine they trying to fire Rashad McCants and move people into his spot, and you and Josiah are standing 10 toes down. Like, people, y'all need to go back and watch the beginning of the year when they only had Rashad on once every 2 weeks and shit like that, and he was complaining every time he got on, oh, I'm only on for this and this, and he was, right then, we was standing 10 toes down like, nah, we're not doing this. Oh, well, you want to keep us 2 days, keep us 2 days, but we ain't bending. And then imagine that same person picks the side of the niggas who was trying to fire them. That really hurt my heart. I'm not even gonna lie.
I know.
I was like, wait, who? Yeah. Like, but remember I was saying, like, no, they trying to fire. Oh, yeah. Hell no.
Fuck yeah. Yes.
Nigga trying to fire. No, we're not doing that. Just talking about, oh yeah, you want to take a day rate? Try to give a nigga a day rate? Like, no, we're not doing it. He goes with the same people. What? That's the side you choosing, bro? That's crazy. And then y'all all got fired at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Same damn time. Called it. So
I said, remember I said it.
Credit, man, for being able to see and know what's going on business wise. Like, forget every part of it. Like, dog, you was months ahead of this shit, and I was saying no, they not. What they gonna do then, Suge? Man, they gonna create one show. They gonna swap out the people. They gonna put the football guys and the basketball guys on one show. Man, that's what I was saying.
Mm-hmm. And I was like, and my thing was with Rashad. why are you even jumping in the middle of this fight? Let us handle this business.
You understand? So, it's a very interesting take, you dig what I'm saying? Now, when you look at this whole little dynamic over there at the show, man, it was a good thing going. It went through a couple of iterations, but it ultimately got to a point where they were the biggest show smoking out here, you know what I mean? And that inevitably, man, leads to people feeling like, again, bigger than the program, you know what I'm saying? But when you have a deal at the top of the mound, you know what I'm saying? It's really hard for people under you to get you out of that position. Now, if it's all up for grabs, you know what I'm saying, and everybody got an equal shot at a sin, then that's different. But when you working for a guy, you know what I'm saying, it's kind of hard to take his job, you know what I'm saying? And people that are telling you that you can take his job are probably just gassing you up, you know what I mean, for the most part, to keep coming what you bring, and that is obviously contributing to the show, but not necessarily something that they can't replace or can't do without. You dig what I'm saying? And so, you got Gil on there talking his shit, man. He talking about how the deal looked that he's getting now as opposed to the deal he had then, and the raises that they were looking for is actually been in his pocket since January. You know what I'm saying?
And then I'm gonna tell the whole world, I signed with a new company, even though I signed way back in January. So I've been getting free money this whole time. But because they had to pay me for me to think about signing with them. That's how I did it. The show don't start until August. I've been getting paid by another company since January. So I was getting 2 checks. 2 checks.
It's just looking all kind of crazy, looking bad. And now this conversation, I happen to be a part of it. I was listening at the time, just kind of in the chat. And then later on, I joined in, you know what I mean? Shout out Celebrity Suge, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, I continue to build on that. You dig what I'm saying? But, it was a lot of interesting things in that. And, also in that thing, he got to talking about, we're making an announcement on Saturday. Letting people know where we're going, and that is actually going to be Playmaker. Yeah, you see the article on the screen. That is where Gilbert is taking his talents. You know what I mean? I don't think he's divulged the details on who the new cast is going to be. You know what I mean? But as far as his old iteration and this whole channel, you see people posting online, posting clips, you know what I mean, living in the nostalgia days of what they had going on over there at Gil's Arena. But Gil said, man, not only do you need to stop, cease, and desist, all 3 of them, you need to stop, cease, and desist from using my content. I'm not even sure if I'm going back to that page at all.
I know he better stop playing Gil's Arena stuff on his channel. I know. He better stop playing my old episode. I flag that shit. Hey, listen, I know you was in these cemetery, Larry, but those is all mine right now.
Stop it.
I don't mean to laugh, but you might. I don't know who's editing. I don't know who's editing for you, but I sure know those ain't the Underdog people. They been tired too.
You got jokes, y'all.
Every morning I wake up, he got a new Gil's Arena episode. Hey, whoa, play it.
Listen.
That's my content now, play it. Now you said you was going with Underdog. You need to just be putting up. You got fired, motherfucker, memes and shit. Goddamn it, because that's Gil's Arena. That's Gil's Arena content right there. You didn't go with Gil's Arena, so you shouldn't be allowed. It's gonna be live on Fanatics Fest. I don't think I'm gonna go live on a page.
Okay.
Because most likely, I don't know if this is going to be the page, man. You know what I mean? I don't know if that page is going to be the page, man.
You know, the pages kind of got some, you know what I mean, just some bad juju on it. You dig what I'm saying? I may move on and move along and just start me a whole new iteration, just several archives, and just leave it on the back burner for a while, and maybe come back to it or sell it to somebody or something. It's this, that, and the third type of situation. But it's getting interesting over there, man, and seeing the way that them boys, or at least like I keep saying them boys, but like I say, Suge said that he didn't have necessarily any information on the back end about guys talking behind his back. But the one guy, Rashad, that we getting on, you know, he made his feelings known, you know, and he put them all out there. And so, you know, you look at this thing, man, and in corporate America, dude, it's really a cautionary tale. You know what I mean? The bigger your profile grows out here, the more interest that you go on there and gather. You know what I mean? And so people would like to give you money to take part in what you have going on. And it's easy to look at the money often and say, hey, you know, that's a better setup. They can get me going in a better production, or, you know, a higher production value than what I have going on. So it's very attractive. But when you go into partnership with people that are only bringing their money to the table because they just want to be a part of it, and not necessarily the creative inspirations, you know what I'm saying? It's easy for, you know, in America, bro. We bad about, and I don't know what you say, you bad about it or it's like a thing. In America, we're steady improving on people's products. People become millionaires every day off of new products, just tweaking and improving an already existing thing. And so, you know, but a lot of times, again, you know, you see these Shark Tank deals and all of that. It's a lot of horror stories that come behind that, because now you get involved with these different interests and different locations and specifications and all of that, man. And it just and it sanitizes the product. You know what I mean? That's a good way of putting it, because you know your original product, when you come with something out here, is clean, but it's dirty. You know what I mean? But in this internet and podcast space, you know what I mean? I think there's a value to a page that's coming up and changing things and evolving and getting better, more so than just a all of a sudden 100% produced shiny object. But again, when you get into business with these people, a lot of times these things go sideways, and so a part of the conversation eventually covered that.
Me and Joe was fighting for Gil's Arena. And to be honest, this wasn't an underdog issue. Underdog didn't have nothing to do with this. This was some new people that they hired, and it just seems like these new people, whatever the information they was getting, they looked like they had an exit strategy. So it's like they were trying to tank it all so they can take everything. I don't know what it was, but it just didn't feel right. It didn't feel right from the start. None of the moves made sense. I give you 10 moves that will hurt the page and you do all 10. And when you jump out of that window, it affects your page.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like when you know, Gridiron, when like Gridiron would do a night show or they do this, you see the algorithm then support it. Or they wanted to do, you know, late night watch parties. Algorithm then support it.
Remember, we started going live at 9:30. That shit was fucked up.
It was fucked up, yeah.
Doing them 9:30.
You have to stay. You have to stay in your windows.
And it's the same tale. You know what I mean? You bring someone in that doesn't necessarily have the same background, doesn't have the same interest, and is just looking at this as a machine to add another bell and whistle to, and not understanding, losing the core appeal to the whole deal. You dig what I'm saying? And so they said that's what happened, man. So this guy comes in with this football background, asks this football show, bring Skip in, and, you know, let Rashad tell it. Gil brought Skip in, and I thought about that, and I'm like, number one, when I first saw it, I assumed the same thing, and which we don't know the 100% truth of these things. If we're just parsing to both sides of the story and which one makes sense, I would say, okay, if Gil brought Skip in, like, to start a football show, I guess you're saying, okay, Gil is like, man, we got the basketball side locked down. Let's lock down the football side. And I guess you could get that story off when thinking about it like that. But then when you consider that it was a 50-50 partnership with Underdog, then you know that there are no just final decisions or just solo decisions made by Gil. You dig what I'm saying? It would have to have at least gone through Underdog. And so I don't know if you could put it on him, but then it's like with everybody, now that you see how it played out, obviously it wasn't Gil that brought him in, because he would have fired everybody or put everybody off the show before he got fired. So obviously it was more of an Underdog thing, but that was Rashad's take on it, man. And like I say, you get to changing the formula and all of that, man, and have people with different interests and different motivations. A lot of times it throws off the entire thing. But Gil kind of aired it out on everything, man. He most certainly addressed Rashad McCants.
So it's like, yo, Rashad, like, I'm trying to save Gil's Arena. You're firing everybody from Gil's Arena. Lexi, Cheryl, like, you know what I mean? Norris, everybody was, like, come on. What's going on? Our producer. And then you shouting out these niggas' names? Talking about, yeah, I want to think they didn't do nothing for you. They just got here. They didn't give you no extra money. They didn't sign no extra deal for you. They didn't do nothing. Besides promise you probably with your own show, probably, which is, hey, I think appreciate it. Like you work to get that extra show. You worked your ass off to get whatever they was promising you. You worked your ass off to get it. But don't do that knowing that they try to sabotage us. And you sitting back watching your friends and your colleagues just do what they want to do. And you sitting there like, yeah. You know what? Your money would look a little bit better in somebody else's hands, if that's how you want to play that, right? Imagine jumping sides and talking shit about the nigga who got your raise right there, just ready to give it to you. Just. Mm-hmm.
And then later on in that conversation, you know what I mean, after Gil had left, I stayed on with Suge and we got to discussing some things. And I was kind of getting some background on the Kwame Brown situation, him and Gil. They've been at odds for years, and I've seen bits and pieces about the beef, but, I didn't really understand, I guess, the genesis of it. And so, Suge was gracious enough to kind of give me some insight on that thing. You dig what I'm saying? And in the course of talking, we had other questions, and he kind of gave a full rundown, or a better rundown of exactly what happened over there at Underdog.
Another thing, bro, about the cast. See, when that situation happened with Gil is when the new people that was hired, like it wasn't necessarily Underdog. Like, this is what people got to understand. It was a new person that was put in control of, the media department. So when that situation happened with Gil, he wants to flex his control, trying to, push Gil to the side, take his name off this and that and all that, insert these other people. And the guy is a former football player. So that's why he was pushing football more. And Gil trying to explain him about how what's going to hurt, this not going to work, do it this way, that way. And he's trying to have this ego clash with him. And he fucked Underdog, this new person. He fucked up over Underdog and the people around. Nobody knew that the Underdog was about to fire all our ass. Even that new motherfucker that got hired, he didn't know he was about to get fired. And they making promises to the other cast members. Hey, he's moving on. So we're looking for a new host because Josiah's not going to be here. We're looking for a new host and we're going to find a new face of the show. We're going
so it's completely clean house.
It's over. It's over.
I thought bro was still sticking around, which was going to be his head. Oh, Lord. Church
it's over.
Oh Lord! And in the midst of him talking, he also made the comment that just it really aligned, and the way he made the comparison and the example that he brought out.
Hey, straight. Do you remember the episode when Gil was like, "Oh, hold on, dog. Do you think he was talking to Rashad? He was like, do you think what you saying help current players? You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I remember
Talking
that.
shot, yeah.
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 Now think about this. Think about Rashad admitting to being a character and acting.
Oh.
Now combine those two, so that lets you know some of the stuff he was just fucking saying just to argue, like he wasn't genuine in his takes. That like it's good content, but it's not good for a genuine show.
And you know, that's an interesting statement right there, because you saw Rashad not only say that at the TFU podcast, he said the same thing at the Underground Lounge. You know, this is not my real character. Now, he was trying to say it from a standpoint. When he first said it, it's like, all right, people see me on TV laughing and joking and think that's my character, but you see me in, because he was like, you got me effed up, you know what I mean? And you see me in public, and I ain't really like that. But it's like when he came to talking about this show and how upset people would get with him or calling him out, because he called Kenyon out for, you know, calling him out for just being a guy that's being a contrarian for no reason. And then he tried to spin it into, well, it's just a character, man. I'm just, you know what I mean? It's for the clicks and I bring it. And like I said, bro, that's good for content, but it's not like, you know, like Suge said the same thing as what mirrors what I said in some of my videos. And it's good for content, but it's not longevity in that, bro. If you don't have a way of having a good solid point and being able to bring it in a contrarian way that gives you an opportunity to scream on somebody and make a scene, then you're just gonna get into a point to where it's like people tired of you, bro. Like it doesn't make sense for us to come on and have to go down this. And then when you relishing in it and you just the fame that comes with it and the emojis in the chat, it's just like, bro, that's not gonna be as attractive as you think for a long period of time, you know. And so, you know, when Gil asked him that about you, do you think the way that you talk and telling these players to rebel and push back against the system, do you think that helps them? And he's like, yeah, man, you know, hold it down. You know, Jaylen Brown, them say what you say, and there's some truth in that. But these guys, like a guy in like a Jaylen Brown perspective, you know, I think he's got a lot more backing to be taken serious about the things that comes out of his mouth. You know what I mean? Rashad McCants thought he and still thinks that he is the hottest in the building, the smartest man in the room. And so, you know, his brand of standing up for yourself and being outspoken is just skewed. So when he asked him that and he answered in the affirmative, you know what I mean? But then you turn around and now you can't beat him going out in the world saying that this is just an act, man. All the stuff I say when I'm on camera on somebody's show or that Gilbert Arenas was just for the clicks. So, well, I guess it's not helping the youth. You know what I'm saying? You really telling them wrong information, bad ways to be, things that are detrimental to their future. You dig what I'm saying? All in sakes of being a character. And so, you know, he don't want all on other sides of this thing, man. But Gilbert Arenas is teasing you know, Netflix sponsorships and Amazon, and
We trying to go to Amazon next, man. It's just a pit stop, man.
Playmaker seems to definitely be a thing. We don't know who the new cast is. Suge is getting a raise, double what he make,
But yeah, when you gonna sign your new contract with me, man? Let's talk business. Let's talk business. Because
he said he had 2 deals, so I don't know what's going on with that.
No, I'm talking about you, man.
Oh.
Yeah, you know what I mean? You know, boss man, go take care of my people.
Oh,
you know,
shit.
You know, man. You know, you Josiah and Nick was always safe, man. Just had to let them other people feel like there wasn't. Yeah.
Hey, real quick, everybody, for those of you that are on this YouTube journey like myself, man, I know that one of our big struggles in this thing are our thumbnails. You know what I mean? There's a couple parameters that you need to score high in order to get your material seen by the maximum amount of individuals, you understand? And the thumbnails are a very vital part of it. And so with that said, I would like to offer you an alternative, a tool, in fact, that will allow you to generate images. It'll allow you to face swap. There's all type of precise editing tools available for you within the program. One of my favorite things is that it allows you to plug your thumbnail in, have it graded in 5 different areas. You can, from that point, you can go forward with your idea, or you can choose to have an upgraded version produced by the software. You dig what I'm saying? And in order to do that, go into the link below this video, right? Type in straight like that as your promo code, get yourself 20% off, and be on the way to getting some better thumbnails. And away we go. Back to this content. Them boys going crazy over there, man. I try to get in where I fit in. You dig me, my friend? But yeah, it's been some wild twists and turns over there, man. And it's just wild, bro, to see. I don't know. People are people, man. Humans are humans. But so I guess money doesn't change people and who you are. They said money just makes you worse. You know what I'm saying? Exposes you and who you are even more. So that seems to be the case in a lot of these things. But it's just a sad ending, and I know it's not over, bro. The rollout of that show, which is coming in about a week, you know, and if I know Gil, he probably got some more hot sound bites for us over the next week, because bro probably can't keep his mouth shut either. You know what I mean? Nick probably liable to jump into the fray. I don't know, man. It's fun as hell keeping up with that shit over there, bro. And it has been an interesting turn of events and just chance encounters and meetings out here, man. And I'm enjoying every bit of it, bro. Now, I have a final thought about this as I put it all into the process, because if we're parsing the two statements, right? If we're hearing Rashad McCants say that Gil is only interested in saving himself, he is not concerned with anybody else, and then we take the statement of Gil saying, hey, no time for negotiations. The bag that you all were supposed to got for your raise, I got it here. You dig what I'm saying? I am the program. And so if we taking those two statements, we say, okay, was it a situation where, because Gil says once they gave him his bag, they had to shut down production? Now, we have to look at that and say, okay, was Rashad and his Gil saying, what they were going to use to give you the raise, they had to give me that in negotiation, but Gil said he didn't have to negotiate. So was it a situation wherein what they owed Gil, Underdog that is, per their business arrangement, was it a situation where what the check they had to cut him was not going to leave money left over for them to get a raise? And in that situation, it's like, what do you do? How do you look at it? If I'm Gil, and if we're speculating on that's what happened, I'm Gilbert Arenas. I'm the reason for the season, ultimately. If I have to tell you that, I will. The people that are here right now are after a long line of iterations, and some of you aren't necessarily as important as you think you are. You're already millionaires. You're getting a good check. You're getting opportunities based off of this thing I brought you into. So I'm not cutting no corners to get you a raise. Could that be the situation? If that's the situation, what do you think? Do you think Gil should have been willing to take less in order to cut out some money for them? But I think Gil is coming from the standpoint of, even if all of this is the case, what we're speculating on, the way that he views that they did him sitting on that couch and talking to the execs and the high ups warranted his reaction. Because he said, I'm just going to do what I do, and I'm going to sit back and see how people react to it. Because they have discussions every day about these players and should they take a pay cut in order to get some more championship caliber ball players on their team. And it's a big debate on, would you rather have 6 rings like Robert Ory or $300 million, $400 million like James Harden? You dig what I'm saying? And so it could be that kind of deal. You know what I mean? Yeah, accolades for the cast and all that be damned. I need to get my money. I'm the creator of this thing. You know what I'm saying? And so that was just something that kind of came across my mind, man. I'm wondering if it was a situation where, Gil had an opportunity to leave some money on the table, or, how that played out. But when those two statements, you know what I mean? Because I'm just trying to look at this thing and evenly as possible and try to just figure out, how that went wrong and how that really went. And so that's a thought that I had, man. And so would you expect him to take a pay cut? You know what I mean? Like, there is a very interesting conversation based around that, you know what I mean? And for whatever you will say about Gil and, you know, the cast as a whole, it's obvious that the people that are now dealing with Gil viewed him as the draw. You know what I mean? They went to him and made a deal. They didn't go to these other people. These other people got fired. So I would feel like he would be justified in taking that stance if that's indeed how it played out. Especially when you know there's certain entities on that couch that think that they are bigger than the program, better than you, and deserving of your position. You know what I mean? So you could say he was wrong maybe going into the business part at first, but if you sit back and you see this is how it played out with the people on the couch, I don't know if we can hold it. That's the show I told you I was going to bring to you all, man. Y'all parse that and go back and check them statements out if you will. Let me know in the comments what you think about this drama, how you think the new show going to look over there at Gilbert Arenas. You dig what I'm saying? What y'all think Skip and Rashad, or, you know what I mean, Kwame Brown or something, going to make them a threesome show? That would be diabolical, wouldn't it? Cuz? But yeah, man, y'all let me know what y'all think about this whole thing. And until then, it's been straight like that. I'm out.
Right of first refusal clause. You know what that means, right?
Yesterday's price ain't today's price. I don't have time to negotiate. Either show up with the bag. Looters. They seen contract. They had contract over a couple days. Hey, sir, we got a bag for you. Here you go. You got a bag for you. Oh, this is for me? This is for me? I couldn't wait to kick you niggas out.
Look up in the sky, it's a bird, it's a plane. Jack Travis, Lord Dungeon Dragon, spit that flame. Raise whole cities, your building can't.